So, welcome to the Nerdy Traveler. This is then the second part of the tour. We are starting a little bit different this time, so we're starting down here a little up. But if you remember, we started up there, and we will go up there 2 seconds. So then you will see some footage. Maybe I'm not looking myself, but that's how I looked at that time. So now you will see 1, 2, 3.
Either way, if you're enjoying this walk with me through Berlin, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with a friend, and of course subscribe. It might seem like a small click for you, but trust me, it makes a massive difference for the channel. It helps me keep making these nerdy deep dives into cities around the world, and it tells me you want more content like this. Plus, it gives me a great excuse to keep wandering the streets with coffee in hand. Purely for research, of course.
We're standing in front of the famous Humboldt University. This is the original building. It was meant to be a palace, which you can see, but they ran out of money, so it only became this palais. They didn't have enough money, but it was meaning to be the new King's Palace up here, which is also why the courtyard looks as it does. Let me just span around. You have the opera there, you have the first public library there, and you have the Hedwigskathedrale over here in the corner. We will go closer to them in a little while. But all this was meant to be a new castle. Now let's walk a little. Yes. So let's walk a little. As you can see here behind me, oh, by the way, welcome to trip 2 of the Mitte tour. So yeah, so I forgot that, right? I should have started with that. So hi, welcome to the Nerdy Traveler. We are on trip 2 of Mitte. All that you need to see here. If you haven't been in Berlin before, this is all that you need to see in Berlin and B. So, and a little stories about them, of course. Now, if you want to know a little bit about me, that is, I have now been trained as a city guide of Berlin for approximately 6 years, I think. So I do these tours. Oh, maybe we should watch out for the city bus. So I do these tours, and this is why this video is a little bit different, because I know so much about it, right? So we are now on our way, and the first thing I will show you is the building here to my right, and the importance of that becomes apparent a little later. So this building, this gray building here, is the second public library. Now this is where the books came from for the book burning. Now the importance of this place behind me, I will show you in a little while, because this is where the books for the book burning, the Nazi big book burning, came from. It didn't come from the other library that is just around the corner, but I will show you. Now the second thing I will show you is this sculpture behind me, because this is Friedrich the Great riding into the city. Wow. And this is made of memorial of him. This is the memorial of him. And they were very happy with him. So we are going to walk around. He had all his advisors put around him, as you can see. Now, memorials always happens when people are dead. So he died. I don't know if that interests you, but he died. Of course he died, but it's built by his son, of course. Now, the philosophy of one is not the same as the philosophy of another, right? So this king, Frederick the Great, built the Alte Museum. He was very much into that people needed to be educated. He also built the first public library, all of these things in Berlin. So he was a very educated man and had many philosophers around him. He also had all the other army people and stuff like that. So his son was the soldier king. So this is why when you look at this, in front you will see all the army advisors, and then the importance of them goes down in the mind of the son. And when you come behind the horse, there will be the philosophers. So the philosophers is in the behind, under the tail of the horse, which means that either he didn't like them. Here is the horse's tail. Here are the guys. They're ready to be shit on. Interesting. So it was in this place the book fire happened, all this place. Out here there is a sort of a window in the floor. That's the memorial of it. This memorial has empty shelves. 10,000 space for 10,000 books, empty shelves. It's a memorial from an artist, a Jewish artist that made it. And this is why space is so famous and full of tourists. But over here, you have the St. Hedwig Cathedral. And this was originally meant to be an all-purpose church for everybody. But at the time of the kings, and we had Catholic faith, and this became the Catholic Cathedral of Berlin. So this is the main church, main Catholic church of Berlin at the moment. Now let's go on. Let's move to one of the most beautiful places in Berlin, if it's not under renovation, which has been for a few years, but we will see it anyway, see if there's renovations now going on. So here we are on Gendarmer Market. This has been famously said is one of the most beautiful spaces in Berlin. Now, if I agree, I have many very beautiful spaces in Berlin. So this is one of them. And one of the ideas is that they wanted these Baroque castles to go create a unity of the space with the concert house there in the middle. So in here you will have a museum. This is the French Dome and the Französische Dome, and over here you have the Deutsche Dome. And we will go around the space a little bit. Now over here you have some good restaurants serving really good German food. This one belongs to this one over here. You can sit and have a drink. There is also here in this space open air concerts sometimes. They will be paid in, but they will be paid, so they will be blocked in. But the moment you are here, the music is free. So you can sit out here and listen to the music. Let's walk around the square a little bit and watch it in all its glory. So it is a very, very beautiful place. But if you give me here on the corner. So this is Checkpoint Charlie. Checkpoint Charlie was the border crossing from the American side to the Russian side. So the wall here you see here, marked. So this was the border crossing. Now everything here is put up. So it's not how it originally looked, but it is put up so that you can see a little bit of how it was around here. Checkpoint got famous because of the famous tank truck incident, which was here. And if you follow some of the pictures over here on the wall, you can actually see that. So, but this is Checkpoint Charlie. This is the guardhouse that the American soldiers had to look at the cars coming in and out of East Berlin. On the other side, there was also a guardhouse for the East Germans. So this gate is This is one of the secret places in Berlin because this is where Hitler held his first speech. Now this is not a party area, so this area is now the place, the restaurant that's in here is totally gone, and so the only thing remaining is this gate. When you come a little further down from Checkpoint Charlie, you will come to the Trabi World. Trabi World is the museum where you can go out on a safari in these Trabis. That was the car of the East Germans. All of this is, of course, after placed. So this is very touristy normally. go up and come up in the balloon here when it's weather for it. So the price is 30 euros. So this corner is one of the famous corners also. You have here on one side the Luftreizministerium, the Göringsministerium. It's still a Nazi building. It stood a bomb, and it has a lot of space in it. So now it's the Finanzministerium. On the other side, you have this terror, which is now a museum for the terrors that happened there. This was the SS main quarters. So you will still see some leftover prison cells in the basement if you go into the area. And there is also now a house where you can read a lot about what happened under the Second World War and under the Nazi regime. So here behind the cameraman there is the only piece of original front wall still standing. It has not been moved, it's standing in its original place, and this wall was used a couple of times also for an escape route. We will go and see a cartoon in a little while about this, but this wall is the only original still standing piece of Berlin Wall. So now you have here two buildings just across from each other. One behind me is the Berliner Parliament. This is here that the country of Berlin has its main seat, and also where they do negotiations, and they have their main hall here. So this is when we saw in the part one, we saw the Rotes Rathaus, which is the city hall. Here is the Parliament of Berlin, so the Abgeordnetenhaus. And direct kicking, and now I'm talking German. It's really good. And across from that, you have the Gropiusbau. This is built by Gropius the Older, so the father of the famous Gropius. And this was built as a museum. It was a museum of useful art, and when it got built, and now it's just a museum for different running exhibitions. Now we are at the famous Potsdamer Platz. This is the real center of the city. This was here that three parts of the division met. So the English part, the American part, and the Russian part. So this was all wall zone, and so there was nothing. After the wall fell in '89, it became one big building place. The square was divided up into 4 parts, given to 4 big companies or Richmonds or something like that, and they all built a part of Potsdamer Platz with the idea of making this what it was in the old time. It didn't happen like that, but as history will show, but at least we now see that this is a space where Berlin breathes. So the red building here behind me is built by Daimler, and they were the ones who had the red part of this over here. This red building is one of the tallest buildings in Berlin, and it also has a viewpoint up at top. That is a little bit cheaper if you want to. It's a little bit cheaper than the Fernsehturm, and you get a really nice view of the city, some history, and there is a cafe up there where you can eat with a very wonderful view. So this is one of the points I would recommend you, and at the same time you take Europe's fastest elevator. So here behind me you have the latest addition to Berlin's centers around. This is the Berlin Mall. It's just here behind me with some high-end shops in there. This is also the venue. Just here was the venue of Pink Floyd's The Wall concert. So this was here from this side. Publicum was standing this side. They were looking up here for The Wall. So, just let's get it through here. The Blenheim Theatre over here with the Ritz-Carlton. The Ritz-Carlton, you can have your private butler in some of the rooms. Then you have here just behind me the Sony Center, and over here it's the Daimler-Benz quarter that was built by Daimler-Benz. In the last quarter, you have the building company Daimler. This is the first of 3 memorials that we will visit on this trip. The memorials are all standing for victims of the Second World War. This memorial is standing especially for the people of the LGBTQA plus community. So there is a little window in here, and in this window, if you look in, you will see same-sex couple kissing. So here we have the old site of the Hitler's bunker. This is now just a parking place, so there's not much to see here except a memorial sign just over here. I will clip it in 2 minutes. There is here no reason for any memorial, and but here the bunker was. Here Hitler died. He shot himself here. Here is the second and probably the most famous of the 3 memorials we are visiting today. This is the memorial for the Jews. There is a little museum, free museum underneath this that not many know about, and it's free to go down there, so I would encourage everybody to just go down and visit this memorial. We will walk through it. So follow me and see how this memorial actually feels. One small thing. Now you've been through this amazing memorial. Treat all memorials with dignity. They are there because they remember you about victims. Victims of war, of crimes, of anything. So treat all memorials with dignity. Do not walk on these stones. They are representing the dead. So do not walk on them. Do not sit on them. Try to treat it with a little bit of respect. So here we are standing in front of one of Berlin's probably most famous landmarks. This is the Brandenburger Tor. If you don't wanna, if you haven't been here, then you should come here. We're standing outside the gate. This is originally one of the city gates to Berlin, and this was built as the city gate. On the other side you have the whole old time. This was also Mauerzone, so this was the only thing that's left. So this is a little 500 meters this way is the way where Reagan said tear down this wall. Now this memorial here is this city gate is just one of many. It's called Brandenburger Tor because it was the road to Brandenburg on the other side. It passed through Tiergarten. Tiergarten was the hunt area of the king. So this was all fenced in on the other side. So, but this is the gate to Berlin. As you can see on top, the Cotille, this horse-driven statue who's on top is the statue of peace. She's riding into the city with peace. This was King Friedrich's wish that she always turned towards the city when riding in. So on the other side, if you look down, you will see the golden statue of the Siegersäule, and there the goddess of peace is going out. So in here you have both one and the other one. After 89, when the wall fell, this area got rebuilt as it is at the moment. So all you see here is a rebuilding from 89 and upwards. The 4 embassies that are here in these areas are all the conquering powers. So you have the American embassy just behind the camera, and here behind me you have the French embassy. On the other side of the Hotel Adler you have the British embassy, and a little further down the road the Russian. So we've now reached the third and last of the memorials that we're going to see today. This memorial is for the Gypsies and Romies. They were also persecuted under the Second World War, and this is for the victims of those. Now, this is probably what I would consider one of the best, most tranquil areas in Berlin, and this is a full century experience. So we will walk in, there will be quiet, you will see the pond, there's a pond, reflection pond, and there is some music in there. So let's go in and see. And here we are ending the trip of Mitte. This is the second part of the trip, and we will end it here at Bundestag, Reichstagsgebäude. The trip is really worth taking on walking foot. It takes about 2 hours to walk the whole trip. And then we would suggest you to take the 100 bus that goes through here from here over the Bellevue, the President Palace and Siegersäule to Zoological Garden, and there you can walk in Kurfürstendamm and see the city west.
If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It really helps the channel to grow. I'm the Nerdy Traveler, reminding you to stay curious, stay nerdy, and do keep exploring. See you in the next one.